Alright, Alico 3. Today we're going to do something similar to what I've done in the past with Mailbins, but we're going to add in a couple new features to the video. This just happened because I happened to have a couple orders come back, and I was on the fence whether or not I was going to film a separate video for these orders, but I decided just to group them all in with this video. I think it'll make for lots of neat cards to be shown. So just gonna start pulling out cards here. So this, I got an order back from SGC, and it was a reholder order, which is basically they put the card in a new holder. Of course, they changed flips a couple of years ago, and I'll show a few cards from that. And then there's a PSA order that came back. It was only 5 cards, so I wasn't going to film a separate video for that. And there's also some cards that came in the mail, so we've got a nice mix of stuff to see in this video. Getting the stuff out, and I'll just kind of go through it randomly, so we'll see some of the stuff that I've been up to lately. So here's a back that really has started to compile some stats. I think he's around 6,000 career rush yards with 60 touchdowns. He's 26 or 27, so he's right now, I think he's one of the only backs in the league that I think could potentially push for the Hall of Fame. I mean, there's others, and this is not like, I'm not counting like Peterson and Frank Gore because they're going to be first ballot. I'm talking about younger players that have the chance to compile enough to have consideration down the road. That's what leads to tailback values sustaining themselves. If you don't ever make it close to the Hall or have a storied career, tailback prices don't hold any value really. This is neat. This has good shine. So this is a 98 Bowman Chrome Moss, and that's PSA 9. Of course, you can get a huge, pay a lot less for a PSA 9 compared to a PSA 10 in this card. This is a card that I wouldn't buy a PSA 10 in. I wouldn't want to pay the premium. This one's going to get snapped out after this video, and I'm going to send it to PSA. It's got an older Beckett slab. I think they graded a little tougher back in the day. It is a true gem per Beckett standards. So it looks clean though. Sean Alexander, now he's another back that I think is going to get some consideration for the Hall of Fame. I don't know if he'll end up getting in. If I had to guess, I would say down the road he will eventually be a Hall of Famer, and that's just because the amount of running backs that are going to have the stats to get in is going to decrease as we've seen the game shift more towards passing and tailbacks' careers shortening even more. Here's a couple raw cards. You know, I like to take some shots with these Rice rookies. Most of the ones I buy raw are in like PSA 5 to 7 shape. You know, the expectations would be eventually pull like an 8 or 8.5 would be cool. I don't think it's out of the realm. But these Rice rookies go anywhere from 40 to, and I've seen some raw go for like 150 if the picture looks good and they're described well. So Rice rookies, always have my eyes on the Rice rookies, and then also the Barry Score is a card that I'm always kind of seeing what's going on out there. I did bust the sealed set I think last week and posted it, but Barry rookie raw, you're gonna look at anywhere from 35 to about 70. And then PSA 9s are right in like the 135 to 150 range right now. Okay, this is a card that I definitely overpaid for. I think I paid $70 for it. This card's probably more in like the $35 to $40 range. I think I just got a little jumpy with my offer. It's a Platinum Medallion 2003 Ultra Moss. It's just for the Moss PC, and it was a PSA 9, so I wanted it. So Platinum Medallion Moss. This was a reholder, so this was in the SGC case with the green label, and it said 98 10, I think. No, yeah, 9810. So this one is hand numbered. So there is a small amount that are hand numbered. Those were the ones that were damaged, and Upper Deck sent out replacements. So this one is an SGC 10. Probably bought back in the day for around $350. So that card's seen a steady increase. This was another Reholder. It was in one of the 9810 cases. And when I say 9810, SGC's old grading system, like a 96 was mint, a 98 was a gem, and I think a 100 and a 10 was a pristine. So kind of an interesting system they used to have. So here's the star rookie, LeBron in a 10. That was probably like $120 back in the day. Here's a refractor, Keem Olajuwon. I think that's 93. It's 93 finest Keem Olajuwon refractor. It's got good shine. I'm not sure on the centering, the top to bottom. I'll have to look more at this set. But this could definitely be a card that gets in on the next bulk order, the 1972 to 2016 stuff, which I'm going to take a short break from putting those together and work on some newer stuff. Work on some 2018 to 2020 stuff. The ultra modern stuff. So here's a Curtis Martin Select Certified. This is the Mirror Gold. I think the Martin is worth less than the Terrell Davis, which, you know, in the hobby, which player had the better career? You could argue Davis because of the Super Bowls, but if you're talking about stats, you know, Martin played a lot longer and definitely compiled. So he's still top 5, I think, all time in rushing yards. That's a cool photo too on the Select Certified Mirror Gold. Here's some Aikmans. This was a lot. So these Aikmans were like, I think, $12 a piece when you factor in shipping and all. Some look decent. The hopes would be to grab some PSA 9s. You know, if there's a PSA 10 in here, that'd be awesome as well, but that's not something that I count on. And then I'll sell some raw. This is a neat one. It's already got its grade on it, so it's gonna go into a bulk order here soon. This is the Optic Gold, not the autograph version of Dalvin Cook from 2017 Donruss Optic. Okay, so Prism Football released a couple weeks ago. Of course, box prices on Blowout are over 1,000, and that's pushed the singles up pretty dramatically. So this Burrow card I bought for close to $100. You know, I think it's got a chance at a 10. I think the right to left is the thing that would draw it down to a 9, but it's a decent copy, so I'm going to take a chance with this Burrow. Okay, this is just filthy. So this is a Maze 52 tops. It was in the older holder, so I decided to get it in the newer holder, which, you know, is a mixed bag for a lot of people. Some people like the old SGC, some people like the new, just like anything else. Personally, I think I like the new just a little more. I think the font and everything works great with vintage, and it doesn't look quite as good on the newer shiny stuff. So just my opinion on that. And we will double up with this Hank. So 54 tops, Hank Aaron rookie. It's got kind of like a jagged edge there on the left, but I mean, for a 4, it's a nice example. There's the back on it. The thing I like most about this one is the centering is decent. You know, it's not perfect, but I don't think you should expect perfect centering on a 54 card that's in an SGC 4. So Hank Aaron, the iconic rookie. It also has bold, vibrant colors, which I think is important with these older vintage cards. So Hank Aaron. What else? Okay, this was cool. This was all from the same seller. He was breaking up a Topps Finest refractor set. So of course I saw these and I was like, oh, this is something I'm definitely in the market for. And you know that the thing about this set is that they're often off-centered pretty badly, but this group of cards looks pretty good. So I think there's going to be some nice cards to send in. So Of course, the most expensive one of the bunch is the Griffey. Player that I think has a chance for the Hall eventually, Kenny Lofton. This was cheap, like $10 for the Lofton. Barry Bonds was in. Mike Messina. Ozzie Smith. Crime Dog was in it. Glavine. I think that's got like a factory line across his neck, so that one probably won't be a good candidate. Pudgy. Jeff Bagwell. Randy Johnson. Big Hurt. That's what the back looks like on these. I thought it said refractor on the back. Maybe it doesn't on these ones. And then Donnie Baseball. So there's a little hair there on it. Cool. I was stoked to win all those. Okay, here's a monster. So the 2001 Bowman Chrome Pujols. This one just came in today, so I wanted to get it included in the video. It actually looks pretty good. I think it's in the 7 to 8 range, which isn't bad for this card. It's got a corner down here that has an issue here. It's not, it's not terrible. It's just kind of a corner that's a little pushed up in some white. Centering, I think it's off top to bottom. The right to left looks pretty much 50-50. The autograph looks awesome, and the surface isn't perfect. So I think on a good day, this will get an 8. It just depends on the grader. If the grader's in a bad mood, it'll get a 7. So the Pujols Bowman Chrome 2001. Of course, these are hand numbered. So awesome shine on this pup, though. And then here's a Prism 2. So this, it was like, I think it was like $70. So I mean, you're paying. Herbert's, I think he's over 100. Tua is about 70, and Burrow's right around 100. So it's, the box prices are expensive, but at least the base singles are trending upwards as well. And I think all the other stuff's really high too. So if you're going to pay that much for a box, at least the stuff coming out of the box is ticking upwards pretty dramatically. It's kind of it's just like a whole different hobby than what it was, 5 years ago with Prism. Here's Finest Gold Refractor Ricky. This is cool. It's out of 100. It's out PSA 9. This was around $50-$60. And then let's shift into this lot here. So these McGuires were around $10 a pop. I was flipping through them pretty quickly. I won't go through like 30 cards in a row like this. I'll do like 5 at a time and then put them in a storage box and come back to them in a couple weeks. But these Max, there might be a PSA 9 in here. See that one top to bottom? It's like that's probably like a 6.5. So the expectations are definitely tempered because they were only like $10 a piece. But it's just cool to get in lots like that and try to sift for a diamond in the rough, which it might not be in there. That's just part of the hobby. Okay, so this was a 5-card PSA order that came back weeks ago that I just kind of saved to film so I could show you some of the cards in it. But Puasan, this is a 2020 Bowman Chrome Gold. We'll kind of see how he develops. 2020 was pretty much like a lost year for a lot of these young kids that wanted to get some minor league baseball experience in. So hopefully they get the parks open back up and get these kids playing. But this kid is very highly touted, so we'll see. He's a shortstop as well. He's in the A's system. This is his gold auto to 50. Player that had kind of a mixed 2020. Of course, I'm going to toss out all the 2020 season since it was a shortened season and kind of weird, so I'm not going to put too much stock in it. But this is the Moncada. I think this was a BGS 9.5 fake gem, so I'm not really surprised it got a 9. Its corners show a little white. I think the subgrade was a 9 corners, so Moncada, of course, not of course, but here's a Bowman Chrome Braun rookie. it's just slightly off center. It's not bad at all. I actually sold a PSA 10 of this in the summer that was not as centered as this one, so that just shows you the variance in grades that you can see. And then there's a couple of these Sotos. So this is the Prospect Auto. I think this is going to be an absolutely enormous card moving forward. It's already jumped up in price a lot in the last year, and I expect that trend to continue. So Soto Prospect Auto, there was a couple of these. These were purchased raw in the summertime, probably like June, July, right before the season started back up. And he's probably like 16 in that picture, so that picture always cracks me up. Okay, I don't know if I showed this, but SGC's got the tuxedo time on their box, which is pretty cool. Last one of the bin. This is an Ice 2007 Patrick Kane. Of course, the Ice cards out of 99 are some of the coolest cards in hockey that I see. So Patrick Kane Ice to 99. I'm going to try to grade it and hope for a 9, so we'll kind of see if the surface has some scratches. It probably does. I haven't looked at the card closely, but Patrick Kane, of course, he's going to be a Hall of Famer, but this is one of his best rookie cards. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the mixed bag of different stuff I showed in this mail bin, and I will upload it up to YouTube later.